Sonic fans are some of the hardest people to please in the world. We can't agree about anything. Modern Sonic or classic Sonic, black eyes or blue eyes, buckle or no buckle. The only thing that we really can't agree on is that nobody likes Chris. When that first trailer for Sonic Mania came out, all those months ago, I don't even think that the Sonic community came together. I think the entire world came together and decided that this was gonna be a good Sonic game. So, does it live up to the hype, or is it just another Sonic flop? Starting with the plot, Sonic Mania's plot isn't very existent. In the same way old Sonic games' plots was in the manuals, Sonic Mania's plot can only be found in the official manual that was given out at events. According to the Sonic Wiki, Sonic and Tails found a weird wave signature on Angel Island. When they get to it, they find out that the wave was coming from a gem called the Phantom Ruby, and Eggman's robots, the hard-boiled heavies, have already gotten to it. Then, Sonic, Tails, the hard-boiled heavies, and Knuckles, who was relaxing nearby. How convenient, considering he should be protecting the Master Emerald. Alright, I'm gonna go off on a bit of a rant here for a second, just bear with me. So, Knuckles is supposed to be the protector of the Master Emerald. The last time we saw him protect the Master Emerald was in Sonic Adventure 2. And in that game, it got taken by Eggman, shattered, and then he had to go find the pieces because he's bad at his job. Anyways, Sonic and Co. get sent back to old levels from the Sonic series and have to stop Eggman from using the Ruby to do something. We don't really know what he's using it for. Maybe he's using it as a gift to give to his grandma. Maybe Sonic is the real villain in this game. Okay, while the story may be kind of lacking, the gameplay is fun and exciting with a good amount of challenge. The controls are responsive, the level design works, although there are moments where I'm left thinking, well, what do I do now? Until I realize there's some sort of wall I have to break or a pipe I have to go down. Not a huge deal, but it did kill me a few times because I had no idea where I was going. For the most part though, the levels follow the same 2D Sonic game layout. The higher route is usually the fastest but can be hard to stay on, the lower route is slower but usually safer, and the mid route is basically just to get you onto the other two routes. And let me tell you, getting to those two routes are so much fun in this game. There are so many different ways that you get transported to go into the different areas, it's amazing. Like, in Studiopolis Zone, you're being transported through the TV signals. In Mirage Saloon, you get shot out of a giant gun. And in Stardust Speedway, you're jumping on tree leaves. Yay. There are also special paths that you can only reach at certain characters like Tails or Knuckles. Also, the old levels are great. Act 1 usually tries to stay on track with the original level with a few new quirks, and Act 2 completely revamps it and gives the stage a new life. This is especially noticeable in Green Hill Zone. One moment you're in regular Green Hill Zone, you know, the one you know and love, and then BAM! You get hit with the new stuff like zip lines, different enemies, and a new boss. This will be a good time to mention that the acts are sort of linked this time. Instead of beating one act and then appearing in a completely new spot in Act 2, Act 2 just starts off directly where Act 1 ended. So there's no bridge between, it just starts exactly where you ended. Also, the enemy variety is very appreciated. Each zone has its own badniks, and they all have their own unique moves and looks. Speaking of looks, I don't need to tell you that this game looks gorgeous because you can already see it on screen. The pixel art looks great and Sonic's new look is very nice. All the backgrounds are vibrant and in your face, especially Studiopolis with its colorful palette. It's beautiful. And like I said earlier, the enemies look great too. No recoloring here, all the enemies are different with their own look. And not only in the visuals, but the animation looks so much better. Look at this comparison from Sonic About to Fall from Sonic 1 compared to Sonic Mania. It's so freaking good. Along with that, some of the subtle details are amazing. At the end of each zone, you have different endings. There could be a capsule, a flying capsule, or a goal sign. They didn't have to do that, but they did. Or the posters in Mirage Saloon of Knack the Weasel and Bean the Dynamite. Or the fact that if you have the fire shield and you go to Oil Ocean and land in the oil, everything sets on fire. It's the little things that make this game just come to life. Alright, come on. It's a Sonic game. Of course it's gonna have a killer soundtrack. Except for, that one. That one doesn't have a killer soundtrack. But everything else is great. And Sonic Mania is no exception. It has some killer tracks. So I'm just gonna play a few of them for you, and you can sort of get a vibe for them. Now before we go over the endgame, there are a lot of extra things I want to talk about. First up, let's talk about some of the references in this game. There are some small ones like the posters of Knack the Weasel and Bean the Dynamite, and then there are some very big ones. I'm not going to spoil them right now, but if you want to look them up online, you can. Anyways, there are also the special stages. There are two types, the ones from Sonic 3 and the brand new stages which are in 3D. The levels from Sonic 3 appear over checkpoints, and the 3D stages are hidden in the stage in giant golden rings. The Sonic 3 stages have you finding blue spheres. You have to find a certain amount and then collect a medal. In the 3D stages, you chase down a UFO and collect blue spheres to speed up and gain rings to lengthen your time limit. If you catch up to the UFO, you get a Chaos Emerald. There are other extras in the game too, like special moves you can use while you're playing in no save mode, which is a mode where you play the game like an old Genesis game. 3 lives only, you lose all 3, game over. But with these special moves, it makes that hellish game mode a little bit more easier. All of them are very fun and only make the game more unique. The only problem I have with these special moves is that they're only available in no save mode. I would love to use some of them in a normal game, but unfortunately, it's not so. Okay, this is where we get into spoiler territory. Click the time card if you don't want to get spoiled. I'll give you a minute. Okay. The last zone, Egg Reverie, is probably my least favorite zone. Well, other than Hydrosity Zone. Water stages suck. The stage is way too long and I felt myself getting caught in the time limit. Nevertheless, I got to Eggman where I fought him and the hard-boiled heavies on Little Planet from Sonic CD. When you beat him, the planet explodes and you get a nice little cutscene, just like in the old Sonic games. The last boss fight was pretty tough, but it was also really fun. Sonic Mania is pure fun from beginning to end. The levels are great, the graphics look great, the music is killer, and all the extras are fun and amazing. However, with some small problems like difficulty spikes in some zones, and some level design that had been lost at times, it's not a perfect game. With all of that said though, I give Sonic Mania a 9 out of 10. Well, that certainly was an experience. I don't know. I think it's cool that Sega's trying to take chances with all these fan developers and really hardcore fans of the game and bringing them on the team to make new games, which so far has worked pretty well. And who knows, maybe Nintendo will lead in their footsteps, and maybe all those cease and desists will go away and people can finally release all of their Pokemon games. Or they'll just get more cease and desist. But yeah, that's probably what's gonna happen. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Let me know if you liked it, if you want me to do more reviews. Let me know if you have played Mania yet, and if you have, what have you thought of it? I think it's probably one of my new favorite Sonic games, and I am so happy that it turned out very well. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all later. Peace.